Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. This review is going to be slightly different because it's probably going to be a little more shorter than the usual B&B reviews, which is already shorter. But I want to sit there and touch on a couple of things. Liam and Hope. Let me tell you something. I know a lot of people have this massive dislike for Liam, right? Now, I haven't watched the show as long as other people has. Okay? So I know that he's done things in the past that made people really dislike the character. But today's episode was like, bro, you could not be more of a giant jackass hypocrite if you tried. Okay? He comes, first of all, I don't understand why Hope asked Brooke to sit there and help her set up a romantic evening with Thomas, knowing how Brooke feels. That made zero sense. Or for her to sit there and act like a Karen the entire time. She leaves. Liam comes in. Liam's like, "Oh, you're in lingerie. What's going on?" Because he's like, "Oh, Thomas, you're here early," or something like that. He's livid. He's like, "How could you sit there and be with Thomas?" Girl, you left her. Okay, that means your comments, your concerns are null and void. They don't mean anything. Okay? You are coming across more as a jealous prick than anything else. And a controlling one at that. Who the hell do you think you are to sit there and judge this woman? Or whoever she goes out with? When you left her for something that you did not that long ago. I mean, if there was a picture for the definition of the word asshat, his face would be plastered there. He was so out of pocket, and Hope was like, "Are you kidding me?" So she read him. She pretty much just read him on everything. Just really just reading him out on everything that he's done and everything that he said. And the dude just stood there looking stupid. And there was one point where it's like he didn't even know what to say. He had no idea what to say. He was literally just like, and that's how it was. I'm not even joking. For like 20 something seconds, it's like he didn't even have anything to say because he knew he was so out of pocket. Oh, it was a Steffi comment. Like, "Oh, well, you still love Steffi," or something like that. He was like, that's what it was like. And just watching that was just like, wow, you really are a POF. I mean, POS. Wow. Hope acted like the usual. Brooke acted like the usual Karen that she was with Thomas, saying that you're this, you're that. I used to be obsessed with her. She doesn't love you the way that you love her, and yada 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 yada. Which, let's be honest, is true. Um, Hope doesn't love Thomas the way that Thomas loves Hope. How even Steffi was there calling out Hope's and to saying, "You're just using my brother as a sex toy." I mean, it's a bold statement, but it's true. I mean, he was just like, listen, whatever, I get it, yada yada yada. Granted, Brooke was like, "Listen, you can sit there and go out with somebody else. Why don't you go out with one of the models that's been trying to hit on you every day or whatever?" But he wants what he wants, and it is what it is. Um, Luna gets to know Steffi. They talk a little bit about Eric, what he's going through. They tell some stories. Well, Finn tells some stories with Luna before Lee started acting like a massive POF. POS. I don't know why I keep saying POF. Um, I don't. Again, Lee has just been getting on my nerves, as well as some other people's nerves as well. A lot of other reviewers, like Kyrie's and stuff, has been just saying how much Lee's attitude has just been out of control. I mean, What normal person walks in somebody else's office and start telling them, you gotta sit there and leave? First of all, your name isn't on the door. Your name isn't on the building. You don't work there. So on what planet do you actually think that you can just tell somebody else what to do? I don't understand that. Even RJ was like, I can sit there and talk to her again, and Poppy was like, no. It's like, no, no, there's no no. His family owns the company. He can sit there and talk to her if he want. Hell, he can sit there and make it where she doesn't. She's not allowed to come in the office. She's not allowed to come in the building. Can't sit there and tell somebody you gotta leave if you're not in the building. And even her reasoning is so stupid. It makes zero sense. But of course, this is the writing of Brad Bell, so it is what it is, right? I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't really think of anything else, but I want to sit there and kind of touch on a couple of things that happened in this episode because I haven't had the time to sit there and really do a lot of Bold and Beautiful reviews. And I always sit there and say, if I don't do a review, I'm going to be talking about it in tonight's live stream, like I do every night. Talk about an episode, every episode that happens, I talk about it in the live stream. So if you don't sit there and see the video, just know that I'm going to sit there and talk about it. Ask me questions about it. We could sit there and chat about B&B. I want it. Here's the thing. A lot of times I do, when I put up my title, if I put up a title about General Hospital, it does not mean I'm not going to talk about Days of Our Lives or Born and Beautiful or whatever. It's just the topic that I'm going to sit there and the theme or the question, the question of the night. Don't get me wrong. If I had more B&B people in the chat, I'll definitely sit there and talk. That'd be the question of the night. What I always know is whenever I put up a title that's not General Hospital, it doesn't do as well. It's very rare with even B&B. But it also depends on which one hit the most, which one was the best, or had the um, best thing that I could sit there and think of. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the live streams. Something else that one of my subscribers was saying, and I'm not going to say who, but I think this person knows who I'm talking about. Is that, this person hasn't been in the live streams lately because they said that it was very GH heavy. I'm like, well, if there was more people that talked about B&B that was there, we'll sit there and talk about B&B. I watch all four of the soaps. So I'm cool with talking about all four of them or any particular one of them. But I feel like, more people come to my chat, they talk about General Hospital because it's the most popular one. So if you want to sit there and talk about B&B, come through. We'll sit there and talk about B&B as well. Also, B&B is like 18 minutes long, so it's like granted, there's always stuff we can sit there and talk about B&B, but if we're talking about that specific episode, there's not really much. But hell, you have questions, come through. We'll sit there and talk about it. I encourage all the people that watch Days and Y&R to sit there and come through as well. Because, well, I watched the episode as well. Just to kind of touch on the whole, because somebody was like, it's been very GH heavy. I was like, okay, well, get some B&B people in here. We'll talk about that as well. All right. I feel like that's pretty much about it. If I forgot anything, you know what to do. Come to the live stream tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows. General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Born and Beautiful, Young and the Restless, and I feel like that's pretty much about it. Every time I sit there and talk about them, well, all four of the shows. Also, if you're not a member, hit the comment. Well, hit the in the description box. Hit the join button. Become a member. We do live streams Saturdays and Sundays. I do videos that's exclusively for members. And I do monthly member shoutouts, and I sit there and talk about all the different shows. When I sit there and shout at each and every single person as a way to thank you for being a member and just supporting the channel, And yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.